皆さんこんにちは。Welcome back to my course. This is Chapter 3, Lesson 2. Since Chapter 3, Lesson 1, we'll be learning how to conjugate verbs and how to make a polite form. And in this lesson, we will keep learning how to conjugate. But it's gonna be super easy because we're gonna use the same way to conjugate as last time. And we can say I don't do something, I did something past tense, I didn't do something past tense negative, all of them with the same conjugation. So we're gonna do all of them in this lesson. But no worry, it's not gonna be a lot of work. It's a nice feeling because after this lesson, you can talk about your past, you can talk about something you don't do, you can talk about something you didn't do. Also, you're gonna be able to ask questions like, did you do you do this? So it's gonna be more fun to talk in Japanese. Also, maybe you're gonna be able to write some diary in Japanese or maybe send some message to Japanese friends. I hope after this class, you make chance by yourself to speak in Japanese using those grammars. So the verb form that we're gonna use today is called conjunctive form. You've heard conjunctive form, it's because I talked about conjunctive form of na adjective. But conjunctive form for verb is totally different. So for now, forget about it. But you actually already know conjunctive form of the verb because conjunctive form is polite form without must. What I mean is, for example, polite form of read was yomimasu, right? So when you remove must, this yomi is called conjunctive form. So if you remember, the way to change dictionary form to polite form was if it's u verb, you change the u sound to i sound, then add must. And if the conjunctive form is the form that you have to remove must from polite form, then that means to make conjunctive form from dictionary form, what you have to do is just change the last letter from u sound to i sound. If it's ru verb, to change ru verb dictionary form to polite form is to remove ru and then add must. So to make a conjunctive form, it doesn't require must. So you can just remove ru and that's a conjunctive form. For example, if it's to eat, dictionary form is taberu. If you remove ru, it's tabe, and that's a conjunctive form. For irregular verbs, again, you just need to remember how to conjugate because there's no rule. But you already know that the dictionary form of to do, for example, is suru, and the polite form is shimasu. And the conjunctive form is the part of polite form without must. So it's shi. And once you remember conjunctive form, you can make a lot of sentences. For example, even just for lesson, we're gonna know 4 of them. One is present tense, polite form. All of them are gonna be polite form. Next one is negative form, polite. Third one is polite but past tense. And fourth one is polite and negative past tense. And we're gonna do this another lesson, but you also gonna be able to say, for example, I want to do something. A lot of grammar in Japanese, for example, when you ask, how can I say I start doing something? Then I'm gonna tell you like, so to say that, you have to use conjunctive form plus blah blah blah. Like when teacher explain Japanese grammar, they usually use the form name and then they're gonna tell you some supportive word to show the tense or to show the situation. For example, in here, if you wanna say something in polite way with present tense, you're gonna use conjunctive form of the verb and then you add masu. If you wanna say in negative form, you still use the conjunctive form, but you add masen. For past tense, I did something, you use conjunctive form and then mashita. For past negative, I didn't do something, it's conjunctive form plus ませんでした。Let me show you how you can actually use it in an actual sentence. Let's use the verb drink here. The dictionary form is 飲む and it's a U verb. So if you want to make conjunctive form, then you have to change MU to MI. So the conjunctive form of 飲む is 飲み. And if you want to say I drink alcohol, for example, in present tense, what you have to do is you put ます to this conjunctive form 飲み. So it's 飲みます. Alcohol is お酒. So entire sentence is 私はお酒を飲みます. Meanwhile, if you want to say I don't drink alcohol, which is negative form, present tense, negative form, polite form. In this case, you can put ません. You put ません to conjunctive form 飲み. So it should be 飲みません. The entire sentence should be 私はお酒を飲みません. We're gonna do the same thing for past tense. If you wanna say I drank alcohol as past tense, what you do is you use conjunctive form 飲み and then put ました. 飲みました. Entire sentence is 私はお酒を飲みました. Lastly, negative past form. So polite, negative past. Then you can put ませんでした to the conjunctive form. So it's 飲みませんでした. Whole sentence is 私はお酒を飲みませんでした. So when you see four of them together, you can see that the part of 飲み never change because all of them are using conjunctive form. And to show if it's negative, positive, or if it's past or present, you can just put ます or ません or ました or ませんでした. So I would say it's super easy, but let's also practice for ru verb because it was a u verb. I want to say I sleep a lot in present tense polite and negative and past negative. First, sleep is 寝る. It's a ru verb because the letter right before ru is ne, and if it's e, it belongs to ru verb. And for ru verb, to make a conjunctive form, you can just remove ru. So the conjunctive form is sleep is 寝. And to say I sleep a lot as present tense polite, then you have to put ます to conjunctive form, so it's 寝ます. A lot as an adverb is たくさん. So the whole sentence is 私はたくさん寝ます. To say I don't sleep, I slept, I didn't sleep, we just gonna put ません、ました、ませんでした to the same sentence structure. So I don't sleep a lot is 私はたくさん寝ません. I slept a lot. 私はたくさん寝ました. I didn't sleep a lot. 私はたくさん寝ませんでした. Let's also practice for irregular verb. Here we use do, する. And you have to remember that the conjunctive form is し. There is no rule here. We're gonna put ます、ません、ました、ませんでした for present polite, present negative polite, past polite, past negative polite. First, I do sports on weekends. 私は週末にスポーツをします. I don't do sports on weekend. 私は週末にスポーツをしません. I did sports on weekends. 私は週末にスポーツをしました. I didn't do sports on weekends. 私は週末にスポーツをしませんでした.